in. So here's our lead. Oh, what was that? Wait a minute. Let me show you this first. It's just a bottle of water. It's not hooked to anything. There's no holes in it. It's just sitting beside the cell here. What's that? What's that? Nothing yet. Charging up pretty good. This wire here is just the other AC side of the bridge rectifier going into a cap. That's all we're doing. One wire into the water antenna, and this is the other side. So you see, even with that hooked up, it's still climbing. This is house ground. I'll get it up. Climbs much more faster. Gives a little bit more brightness to the light. But check this out. Take it away. Good. Shuts off. Get a little close. You can just start to see it faint. Set it on the table. It's faint. Now, see if I can get both of this in the frame. Watch what happens when I do this. It's just sitting down in the water now on top of the cell that's running. Doesn't matter where it's at in the water. It's not like closer to the things or not. It's just, it picks it up. See, just being in proximity, and then when I actually make contact with the water, a significant boost of current. Now I'll come over here to this and unhook this guy. Hook him on there, and what do we see? Focus. Focus. There we go. Spark gap. What? That's a lot. Gotta be a lot of voltage. This is a 300 volt breakdown. Oh, it's not shocking me. It's not burning out the LED. You do see a 10 microamp server. Go back and flip this onto a 1 hertz gate. You can see it deflecting the needle just enough, maybe 10 microamps. Look at what we've got to. Let me turn it back up 1 sec. The pulse frequency. And you see we climb up to a good 300. Some decent amperage build up there. Doesn't take too long to hit 100 volts. Especially with that ground wire hooked up. But it's not required. I can unhook it. And yeah, it doesn't get quite that high, but watch when I short and it starts over. Climbing up pretty good. Back here. So we'll hook that back to the ground. Oh wait, no we won't. We'll remove it for the next test. Now I'm going to hook it right to the same, to the other side of the spark gap. So this is literally one wire, capacitive transfer, high voltage. You can tell it's high voltage because of the spark gap. You can never focus on it. It's not sparking now because we don't have enough difference of potential without the ground wire hooked up. But we're still charging the capacitor with just one wire. 100 volts. So you can't load it a whole lot. If I take this out and just dip it right in the water, then I get the most significant amount. So let me take this off, and now we're going to hook the ground back up. Okay, so we're in the water, going through the LED, nice and bright, going through the spark gap, and we're charging the cap, and I have the ground wire now hooked up, and as you can see the spark gap's pretty limiting. the buildup, so it only gets up to around 100. But we're going to bypass the spark gap and just hook it straight up and watch what happens. We can hit 300 volts or more. Pretty neat, huh? 100 and some volts right off the bat, as soon as the meter registers. Let's take the ground wire off now and put it back here on the other side of the spark gap. Whoops. And then we'll short again. And what do you think's going to happen? How's that happening? It's climbing back up. One wire. Here's the return. Let's go in the spark gap. Doesn't matter where it's at. You put it over here. We'll put it over there, and yeah, it won't go as high now, but short it out. It still climbs. Now both wires, both sides of the rectifier, yeah, that's in series, but both sides of the rectifier, the AC sides, are connected to the same exact point over there, yet we're still able to set up charge separation in the capacitor. How about that? It's a sign that, it's definitely a sign that there is high voltage being transferred from this cell. The fact that it's set out here on the table, still work. Move it away, it's still working. You know, you pick it up. It's a little better when it's actually sitting on the table, but I'm moving it away. What's that about? What's that about? Cool, huh?